Hong Kong and China are very different jurisdictions. Hong Kong, because of the basic law, still retains until 2047, basically British-style law. And bribery and corruption is legislated by the Prevention of Bribery Ordinance, which is enforced by the Hong Kong Police and by the Independent Commission Against Corruption. So it's very similar, it'll say, to Theft Act, anti-bribery provisions. But it is quite encompassing. So, for instance, in Hong Kong, recently a footballer has been convicted and imprisoned for match fixing under that legislation, and a Big Four auditor for falsely representing an M&A financial accounts has also been imprisoned. So it's quite encompassing and is very robustly enforced. So that's the legislation in Hong Kong. In China, there are basically two laws, and there's the PRC criminal law, and that is quite robust, and that's saying you can't prevent or receive bribes to anybody, essentially, and it's received revision recently. And there's also the unfair anti-competition law, which is looks after, maintains a sort of financial and economic stability, and that's sort of administrative law, but very, very quite robust. The problem in China at this stage is they haven't really been sort of evenly or sort of enforced, but they can be, and they exist. So those are domestic laws. The FCPA, without going into great detail because there'll be lawyers talking to this point, but it's really about paying bribes to government officials. And there are some carve-outs for promotional events and facilitation payments. The UK Bribery Act doesn't have any of that. It is strong. You can't pay bribes, you can't receive bribes, but both to government officials and private entities. And also this rather interesting, offence of failing to prevent a bribe. And the only defence being, putting in these adequate procedures, which are yet still to be, the guidelines are still to be drafted up. But I think people can understand that they're going to be, to do with best efforts, internal controls and procedures, management oversight, tone from the top, having a robust compliance programme in place.